Welcome to the XFL Simulated on EA Sports, and today we've got an XFL East matchup for you as we head to MetLife Stadium as the New York Guardians, who are 2-6, host the 5-3 DC Defenders. This matchup doesn't have a whole lot on the line here. The Guardians, they were eliminated from the playoffs last year. A tough loss for them against St. Louis. Almost came away with the upset win. We know what happened. McKay fumbled the football, and they lost. DC, on the other hand, clinched the playoff berth last week thanks to the Guardians losing and their win over Tampa Bay 21-16 at home. That was a big win for DC. Their defense with 2 pick sixes in that game. They were absolutely crushing it. And DC has won 3 games in a row. At the halfway point, they were 2-3. Now they're 5-3. And in the playoffs, some light rain coming down here in MetLife Stadium as the players take the field. Matt McGloin took the reins over on the Guardians back in Week 5. He's done a decent job. They've gotten a couple bad breaks. They lost to Houston in Week 6, right at the end. And then last week against St. Louis, just a heartbreaker. New York, they're getting ready to receive the football. DC will be kicking it away in just a minute as we get underway in this Week 9 matchup between the DC Defenders and the New York Guardians. Ty Raza, he'll send it away. Matt Colburn back to receive, and he'll just take a knee. Actually, that's awesome, dude. So Matt McGloin coming out there, and he's had an interesting season, up and down. He opened up against Dallas. He played a decent game. Then next week against Houston, he played a good game as well. The Guardians just couldn't come away with the win. The week after that, against Seattle, they shut him out 21-0. He played a horrendous game, though. It really was just their defense that held him in that game. Last week against St. Louis, he played another good game, 22 for 33, 240 yards, and a touchdown. Almost led them to a huge upset win to keep them in playoff contention, but they couldn't come away with the win. 1st and 10 now from their own 25. See what the Guardians come up with. Off play action, McGloin. He's going to go deep on the first play, and that is knocked away, almost intercepted. Looking for McKay. Good defense, Desmond Lawrence. Look at this offense. The offensive line has not been very good this season. Darius Victor has had a hard time getting things going. He's had a couple decent games, but Victor, he's not been the best back in the league. But some of the receivers, they've been absolutely outstanding. If you take a look, Joe Horn, he's got 43 receptions, 496 yards, and 2 touchdowns. McKay, 34 receptions, 404 yards, and 2 touchdowns as well. 2nd and 10 now from the 25. We're going to throw again. DC brings a blitz. Going deep across the middle. That's complete! Jake Powell, with room to run, he'll bring it all the way down to DC's 28. And that has a gain of 47 yards. Jake Powell, his biggest catch of the year, and the New York Guardians in business. McGloin goes deep again, and he finds a wide-open Jake Powell. The big tight end rumbles for 47 yards. Big play for the Guardians to open up this game. And yes, the Guardians are out of the playoffs, but really, right now, it's sort of a pride thing. They're a good team. They know they're a good team, and they know that they're better than their 2-6 record, and they want to prove it. Moving forward into year 2, we don't really know who their quarterback's going to be. Luis Perez opened up the first 4 weeks. He was bad. McGloin, he's been decent. He hasn't done enough to get the job done, though. 1st and 10. Darius Victor gets his first carry, and he's got a lot of room. Victor, all the way up to the 21, gain of 7. 2nd and 3 coming up. But again, at the quarterback position, it'll be interesting to see what New York does in the offseason. Could definitely see them trying to trade for somebody, or just bring someone new in, because I really don't think that Matt McGloin's going to be their guy going into year 2. 2nd and 3 from the 21. And they're going to screen it out to Joe Horn. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. Good tackle made by Desmond Lawrence. And now look at DC's defense. This defense has been incredible the last couple weeks. Tracy Sprinkle and Jay Bromley on the line. They were all over Quentin Flowers. AJ Tarpley had a pick 6 to seal the deal last week, clinch him a playoff spot. Desmond Lawrence, he's been all over the place. Raheem Moore, Elijah Campbell had a pick 6 as well last week. DC, they've got a lot of weapons. This defense is definitely underrated. But DC is 5-3, all because of that defense. I mean, their offense last week was pretty bad. They came away with a win. 3rd and 2. See if New York can pick up a first down. Back to the ground game they go, and that's Darius Victor with the first. Down to the 17, so the Guardians in business here. Back in week 2 when these teams faced off, it was Luis Perez at the helm, and he didn't have a bad game. But DC had a nice lead. They were up 22-14. New York scored a touchdown. Perez threw an interception on the 2-point conversion, and New York lost 22-20. Definitely looking for a little bit of revenge in this game, for sure. 1st and 10 now from the 17. See what the Guardians can come up with. McKay in motion. McGloin to throw. That's complete. That's McKay, and there's a flag on the play. And that hurts. Holding, that's going to push him back to the 24. It's going to bring up 1st and 18. And now after what looked like a pretty good drive, you're backed up right when you got into the red zone. And that's the type of stuff that the Guardians have struggled with this season. Just getting into a rhythm and staying in a rhythm has been a difficult thing for them to do. 1st and 18 now from the 24. McGloin to throw. Across the middle, incomplete, looking for Joe Horn. The timing was off. And now, so it's stuff like that that also hurts Matt McGloin. It gets him out of a rhythm. See if DC's defense can hold up here and get out of this with only a 3-point deficit. 2nd and 18. And they pitch it to Horn, and he goes nowhere. Absolutely blown up in the backfield. What a tackle made by Jonathan Celestine. 3rd and 22, and now the Guardians, after a great opening drive, they are backed up pretty far. Big tackle made by Celestine, gets right through the line. Darius Victor nowhere to go. Third and 22. See if they're just going to play conservative, or if they're going to try to go to the end zone. I mean, at this point, why not go to the end zone? And they'll keep it on the ground. Victor stuffed immediately. 4th and 20, and they're going to send out Matt McCrane for the field goal. That's a shame, because New York had a lot of good things going on that drive, but the penalty, the bad run, and you just can't get back into a rhythm after stuff like that happens. Matthew McCrane, he's been solid, on for the 44-yard field goal attempt. The kick's up, and it's good. New York gets the lead, 3-0. Matthew McCrane, 44-yarder. I mean, again, he's been a great great field goal kicker this year for New York. He's done a lot of the heavy lifting and the scoring for the Guardians this season. And I mean, not a bad opening drive, but it's a shame that they couldn't come away with 7 and try to get some momentum. DC, on the other hand, they're going to really want to try and win this ball game because, yes, they're 5-3, they're in the playoffs, but you want to keep momentum going into the playoffs. This offense really needs to find their rhythm. Last week, Cardell Jones did not play a good game. Donnell Pumphrey, he did not have his best game either, but DC came out with a win because of their defense. McCrane, he'll kick it away. Deion Holloman back to receive from his 5. He'll be met right away, but a good gain up to the 30, and that's where Cardell Jones and his offense will come out. Jones, he's had an interesting season so far. He's been very inconsistent. I mean, last week he threw 2 first half interceptions. It's a real surprise that DC came away with the win because of the way he played. On the season right now, through 8 games, he's got 1,380 yards, 60.2% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, but 5 interceptions. QB rating of 88.3. Definitely could be better. And he's going to want to stay aggressive this game and try to get himself back into a rhythm. Against a New York defense, that's quite good. 1st and 10 from the 30. Off play action is Jones. He's going to go deep and misses his man. That was a wide open Kari Lee. Can't find him. Now we'll look at the DC offense. This offensive line has been excellent. Donnell Pumphrey, a phenomenal running back. He is leading the league right now. He's got 730 yards and 2 touchdowns. He needs 2 big games here at the end to try to break 1,000, but regardless, he's had a heck of a season, and it's because of that offensive line. Receivers, they've got a lot of weapons too. Rashad Ross, DeAndre Tompkins, Eli Rogers, Curry Lee is a great tight end. DC's got a lot of weapons. They can definitely make it to the championships if Jones can play his cards right. He goes down right there. That's Jarrell Owens. Huge sack on the play. And again, this Guardians defense has been incredible. Jarrell Owens back in week 7 against Seattle. 3 sacks, and he comes up with a big one right there. Jones just did not have time to get it off. And that's the problem that this DC offense has had. They have not been able to move the football well early in the game. And Jones had a wide open Curry Lee. Would have been a big gain on the play. He misses his man, and now they're stuck at 3rd and 19. Back at their own 20 on this opening drive. All receivers spread out. Jones, quick pass, that's complete! Eli Rogers down the sidelines with a lot of room, and he'll bring it inside the New York Guardians 30. That's a gain of 50 on the play. Eli Rogers comes up clutch, and what a throw from Cardell Jones. So he finally puts it on the money. Rogers gets behind Cox and McKinnon. Excellent job by Eli Rogers with the route running, in DC with a huge 3rd and 19 conversion. Impressive stuff from DC's offense, and that's what they need to do more often. That's what they have to do early in these ball games, especially when they play St. Louis in the playoffs. They're going to need this offense running on all cylinders. 1st and 10 from the New York's 29. Pumphrey gets his first carry, he goes nowhere. Taken down immediately. That's Joey Embu. That's a loss of 3, so Pumphrey's first carry does not go very well. Joey Embu he's been phenomenal all season long. Breaks right through. And this is exactly why I think New York can make the playoffs next year. If they get their quarterback situation worked out, they've got solid receivers, they've got a solid defense. They just need someone better than Luis Perez and Matt McGloin. 2nd and 13 from the 32. On the draw, Pumphrey, nowhere to go. That's Frank Ginda. Pushes him all the way back to the 36. And now DC is in trouble. They need some yardage here, or they might not even be able to get a field goal. On the draw, it just does not work. Ginda gets by the block, and DC's offensive line, terrible start to this ball game. Right now, Donnell Pumphrey is averaging 5.1 yards a carry, but this game he's got 2 carries for -6 yards. 3rd and 16. DC needs another big play on 3rd down. Jones to throw. Heavy pressure, he'll go down. That's Joey Embu. Brings him down all the way back at the 43, and DC's most likely going to have to punt after that big play. And this is what DC has struggled with. They just cannot finish out drives. They go backwards when they cannot afford to go backwards. And Jones, he had a lot of time to get rid of that football. That one's on him. He's got to either just throw it away or try to at least avoid the sack. And now 4th and 24. Inevitable punt team probably coming out. Hunter Nicewander to punt it away. And it's slow. He's blocked. Blocked by Bryce Jones. DC recovers it, but it doesn't matter. What a block by the Guardians, and they're going to take over at DC's 43. Been a while since we had a blocked punt, but the Guardians special teams, they've done this earlier on in the season. What a huge block there. That's actually Wes Sutton coming around for the block. Guardians with great field position to start this drive. And man, after the 50-yard completion, DC went over 20 yards backwards, including the punt. Wow. Guardians, right now, they gotta just march down and score a touchdown here. Try to punch it in. But interesting, 2 explosive plays. 47-yard completion for the Guardians, kick a field goal. DC, 50-yard completion, they have to punt, and then it gets blocked. 1st and 10 now from the 43. And that's Tim Cook who gets the carry. And he'll take it up to the 41. Gain of maybe 2 or 3. Matt McGloin did not look too shabby throwing the football on that first drive. He got out of a rhythm there at the end, but it really wasn't his fault. I mean, the offense didn't help him out too much there. See what he can do here on the 2nd drive. 2nd and 7. Low snap. They give it off to Darius Victor. Big hole. First down, New York. Inside DC's 30 to the 29. Nice gain on the play for Victor. And just a great hole. Offensive line does a great job getting up and blocking for him. And Victor picks up a big first down for the Guardians. First and 10 coming up from the 29. And we'll see what the call is from Kevin Gilbride, who wants to prove that he can still coach this New York team. On the handoff is Victor. Another big gain down to the 21. Gain of 8. Second and 1 coming up for the Guardians. They are in business. Now they were in business on the last drive, and then they got pushed backwards. See if they can get into the red zone here and actually punch it in. I like to see McGloin go off play action here. And they're going to screen it out. That's Colby Pearson with a lot of room. Down to the 10. Colby Pearson, nice gain on the play. Gain of about 10. And then I'll bring him up. First and 10 from the 10. And DC's defense kind of not playing as solid as they have the last few games, that's for sure. Colby Pearson, nice catch. McGloin put it a little bit too far behind him, but regardless, the Guardians with another big first down. Right now, if you're New York, you've just got to punch it in here and keep this momentum on your side. They give it to Darius Victor. Open hole. Victor almost to the end zone. He's down to the 1. He was so close to that pylon. Just couldn't get it over the line. Good tackle by DC, but New York is running over DC right now. Second and inches from the 1. We're down to the final seconds of the first quarter. Will they get this play off? They will not. So we are at the end of the first quarter here in rainy MetLife Stadium. The Guardians with a 3-0 lead over the visiting defenders. And this is what we've seen the Guardians do the second half of the season. They've been effective moving the football. They just had a couple tough losses to two of the best teams in the league, Houston and St. Louis. But it's too bad that they weren't able to do this earlier on in the season. Otherwise, they still might be playing for the playoffs right now. Second and inches. I would like... McGloin should have a wide-open Joe Horn up there at the top of the screen if they pass it. They will run it. Victor! Touchdown! New York finds the end zone. Darius Victor taking it all in. The bright lights, the rain, and a touchdown for New York. What a solid run from Victor. He just plowed through those bodies. Offensive line does an efficient job getting him the push, and New York got themselves a 2-score lead. This is what the Guardians can do. They've been able to run the football better. They ran it well against Seattle. They ran it decent against St. Louis, and today doing a good job against DC. McCrane for the extra point. It's good. New York 10-0 lead. An excellent start to the ball game for them. And DC's going to have to find a way to get this offense going early. They're already down 10-0 against a New York team that they, on paper, are definitely better than. Pep Hamilton's got to do something to get DC back into a rhythm. Because, again, this offense has been pretty bad, even in all their wins. Their only win of the second half of the season that was pretty good offensively was against Dallas. I mean, against Houston, DC's offense didn't do much. And then against Tampa Bay, they were even worse. Matt McCrane kicks it away. Holloman, he'll just take a knee in the end zone. And the DC offense coming back out. Cardell Jones, Rashad Ross, Donnell Pumphrey. Not a good first drive for him. He went backwards on every play. But DC, they made the big play on 3rd and 19 and then went backwards 16 yards. The punt was blocked. It was just a disaster after the big completion to Rodgers. Cardell Jones has got to find a way to be more efficient and more consistent. I mean, he's not even inconsistent from drive to drive. He's inconsistent from play to play. 1st and 10 now from their own 25. Jones to throw. Plenty of time. He'll just check it down. That's complete. Daniel Pumphrey out of the backfield. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up from the 30. And honestly, DC right now, they want to come up with a win. Nick Fitzgerald will be starting for St. Louis in the next couple weeks. If DC can pick up a couple wins, they'd have a chance of getting the first seed still. 2nd and 5 from the 30. Pumphrey with his first run of this drive and goes nowhere again. Solid stop. That's Garrett Dooley. 3rd and 5 coming up for DC from their own 30. And again, this DC offense just struggles to move the football despite all the weapons that they have. 3rd and 5, can they come up with a big 3rd down conversion? Jones to throw. New York brings a blitz. He's going to go to the sidelines. Complete. Rashad Ross brings it to the 45. Nice gain in the play. Good throw from Cardell Jones. Ross does an excellent job of getting open. Rashad Ross, last week he had the 75-yard touchdown bomb. He's been excellent. Just a good throw from Jones. And that'll bring about 1st and 10 from the 45. See if DC's offense can finally get into some sort of rhythm after that 1st down. Jones to throw. Got a lot of time now across the middle. Incomplete. Misses the mark. 2nd and 10. And that's what we see. What Jones does. He makes a nice throw. Then comes right back at him and just misses his mark. He's very inconsistent. And it's the one thing that is keeping DC from being more of a legitimate threat for a championship run. And what in the world was that? Miscommunication. It's a good thing that ball was not thrown backwards. 3rd and 10 now for DC. So after the big 1st down, miscommunication on that play. 2 incompletions. 3rd and 10. See if the Guardians defense can come up with another stop. This is the Guardians' last home game. They're 0-4 at home. They want to get a win for the fans. 3rd and 10. Jones to throw. Tons of time. Going deep. That's complete. What a reception made. That's DeAndre Tompkins all the way down to the 22. Big time throw from Cardell Jones. Tompkins with the reception. 33 yards. And Jones, just a beautiful throw. Tompkins gets open. Jamar Summers misses the swat. And DC's offense back in business down to the 22. See if they can try to punch it in here. 1st and 10. Pumphrey with the carry. And that's his first positive run. Gain of maybe 1, but 4 rushes and -5 yards. He is not having his day today. And yeah, this New York defense has definitely stepped it up. Jones has had a couple nice throws on them, but they're doing a good job of shutting down Pumphrey so far. 2nd and 9. And again, the same play. Miscommunication. 3rd and 9 now for DC. Have to see what DC can come up with here. See if they can make a big time play. Jones to throw. 3rd and 9. Plenty of time. Now to the sidelines. That is almost hauled in, but incomplete. Looking for Rashad Ross. He can't hang on. Looked like Ross had a chance of that one. Get a better look here. Oh, that was in his hands. Ross, usually one to catch those, but couldn't hang on, and now Ty Raza is going to have to come out for the 38-yard field goal. He's been a solid kicker as well. See if he can knock this one through. The kick's up, and it's good. Straight down the middle, and DC gets on the board. It is a 10-3 ball game here in New York. Cardell Jones has had a few really nice throws this game, and it's a shame DC only has 3 points on the board because they could definitely have a lot more. And again, this is what DC has struggled with. their offense just can't find a way to get more points on the board. They're going to have to figure out a way to do that pretty quick. They're getting ready to head to the playoffs. New York has a little under 7 minutes, so plenty of time as Tyraza sends it away. Austin Duke back to return from about his own 7. Duke's a speedster. He'll get taken down, though, at the 28. And New York's offense getting ready to come back out onto the field. They had a solid drive. Darius Victor ran the ball well. Matt McGloin made a couple nice throws. New York got a touchdown. They're going to emulate the same thing on this drive. Try to make it a 17-3 game. First and 10 from their own 28. Lots of players in motion. McGloin to throw. So the sideline is complete. Jake Powell. Nice gain on first down, up to the 36. 2nd and 1 coming up for the Guardians. Powell had the big catch on the first drive. Another big one there. Gain of about 9 on the play. We haven't seen DC's defense give up this amount of yardage in quite some time. 2nd and 1. Back to the ground and they go. First down. Darius Victor and a flag. That's Jameer Thurman. He's been a good linebacker for DC, but that's a tough face mask. That's going to push him all the way down to DC's 46. So, a nice play. DC struggling as New York already has it on the 46. The face mask from Jameer Thurman. And that's the type of mistakes DC cannot afford to make. They're gearing up to go to the playoffs. Right now, they're down 10-3 against a team that they should be beating. See what Matt McGloin has up his sleeve. First and 10 from the 46. And they're going to screen it out. That's complete Joe Horn. Not really anywhere for him to go. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Guardians. And again, it's a real shame the Guardians, they're 2-6, but they're definitely better than that. Again, the Week 6 loss to Houston, they could have won that game. Last week, Mikael McKay fumbled the game away when they were in winning position. They could easily be 4-4, or even 5-3. 2nd and 9 from the 45. To the ground game they go. Darius Victor, big hole. And he will fight his way for a first down to the 35. Victor, 10 rushes, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Averaging over 5 yards a carry. Excellent run in this offensive line. Giving him a big hole, but what about the fight from Victor there? Let's get him a first down. Push him down to the 35. First and 10 from the 35. Darius Victor again, and this time he gets met at the 32. Jay Bromley closes that gap quickly. Looked like he had more room to run. 2nd and 7, but the Guardians, they are moving the football well in this game. DC's defense has not had many answers. 2nd and 7 from the 32. McGloin to throw. He's going to go deep, and that's knocked up and caught. Actually, it's dropped. Justin Stockton, I thought he would have been able to come down with that. That was in his hands. Wild play. A little bit of a dangerous throw from McGloin. Now a big 3rd and 7 for New York. See if they can pick it up. Or if they'll have to settle for 3. McGloin to throw. Lots of time. Gonna go deep. He's got a man. Kobe Pearson with the catch. All the way down to the 9. What a grab on the sidelines by Pearson. He had a nice catch and run before. And there, a huge catch on 3rd and 7. What a throw from McGloin. And Pearson, it's close. Did he get his feet down? I don't know. It only looks like he's got 1 foot there. This is probably going to go to review. I'd be very surprised if it didn't. First and goal from the 9. Referee should definitely take a look at this one. First and goal from the 9. They're not going to get a look at it. Darius Victor plowing forward down to the 2. Looks like New York kind of gets away with one there. And now second and goal coming up from the 2. They are moving the football incredibly well, though, in this first half. Second and goal from the 2. McGloin to Tim Cook. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown, New York, but there's a flag on the play. And that hurts again. That's Anthony Coyle. His second holding penalty of the day. Held New York to a field goal last time, and now it might do it again. They would have had a touchdown. Cook broke the tackle. But New York now second and goal from the 12.
On the set.
Second and goal. And they will go back to Darius Victor, fighting his way to the 8. So New York running the football a lot today. Kevin Gilbride likes what he sees on DC's defense, and I'm not surprised. I mean, they've been running the football very well this ball game. Third and goal from the 8.
Here we go. 30 base. Double tight, guys, double tight.
Will they get it off before the 2-minute warning? They will not. 10-3 here in New York. The hometown Guardians trying to get a win in their last home game. They're 0-4 at home. They want to get their fans a good one, give them something to look forward to next season. Third and goal from the 8. Can they punch it in the end zone, or will the holding penalty cost them? McGloin to throw. He's got a lot of time. That's complete. Victor cannot get to the pylon. DC calls a timeout. It's 10-3. And Victor just could not get to the sticks. And now Matt McCrane is going to have to settle for a 20-yard field goal. That's too bad for New York. They're moving the ball well. Kicks up, it's good. New York back up on top by 10. It's 13-3. And again, with the way that they've moved the football, it really is too bad that they were unable to punch it in on both those drives. They could easily have 21 points here. They have 13. See what DC's response is here on offense. Matthew McCrane to kick it away. And DC will have a timeout and a little bit under, actually a minute 50. Holloman doesn't take it out, so they'll have a minute 50 to work with. Plenty of time for Cardell Jones to try to come up with something here and get DC back in this game. Pumphrey, not the first half he was expected to have. 4 runs, negative 5 yards. DC is going to need a lot more from their offense to try to come away with a win here. And they're not completely out of potentially getting that number 1 seed still, so they have something to play for in this game. First and 10 from their own 25. Jones to throw. Plenty of time. He's just going to go to the sidelines as complete. Pumphrey, but he cannot get out of balance. Wrapped up right away. New York's defense, they've been aggressive today, and it's paid off. Second and 7 coming up from the 28. Time is running. Cardell Jones has got to move this football pretty quick. Jones to throw. He's going to go deep down the middle. That is knocked up and incomplete. Looking for Rashad Ross. Solid defense by the Guardians. Third and 7 coming up from the 28. Jones, he's connected on a couple of those deep shots so far. Unable to connect there. Third and 7. Jones to throw. New York brings a blitz. That's complete. First down, Guardians. That's DeAndre Tompkins with another big reception. All the way to the 45. DC's offense with several nice third down conversions this game so far. Tompkins just wide open. Nice throw on the money from Jones. Hits him in succession. And DC now with a decent amount of time, a minute 20. Actually a minute 15. See if they can continue pushing it downfield. Off play action. Jones. Across the middle. That's complete again. DeAndre Tompkins all the way down to the 31. So the defenders, they are moving the football. That is a 24-yard reception. And the defenders, they're back in scoring range. They're going to get the ball for half. So a score here, even a field goal makes it a one-score game. And they could tie it up coming into this, the third quarter. That would be quite big for DC, especially considering how well New York has played this game. First and 10. Jones to throw. Lots of time. Across the middle, that's complete. Kyrie Lee's first reception. Down to the 24. We're under 50 seconds now. DC's got to keep this thing moving if they want to get a score on this drive. Second and 3. They were letting a lot of time run off the clock. Got to be more efficient than that. Jones to throw again. Lots of time. Backing up. He's going to go to the sidelines. Incomplete. Overthrows his man looking for Eli Rogers. Third and 3 from the 24. See if DC can pick up a first down. They still have a timeout. 29 seconds from the 24. Jones to throw. New York brings a blitz. Misses his man. Wide open across the middle. Jones can't make the throw. 4th and 3, and DC's going to have to settle for 3. Kyrie Lee was wide open across the middle, and Jones pulls it a little bit too far outside. It's going to be a 13-6 game, as long as Raza knocks for the 41-yarder. The kick's up, and it's good. DC made it a 13-6 game. So 2 field goals for DC in the second quarter. Probably not the exact outcomes they were looking for, but it's points, and they're back within 1 score. And now New York has 22 seconds and 2 timeouts. Probably not enough time to get anything going on this drive, but we'll see. Ty Raza, he'll kick it away. Austin Juke back to return, takes it from his own 7. Spins away from one, can't get away from the other. They'll get it at the 26, only 18 seconds, so I highly doubt New York will really try anything too crazy here. Darius Victor, great day for him. 13 runs, 65 yards, and a touchdown. 5 yards to carry. He's seen a lot of action in this first half. First and 10 from the 26. Probably just going to run the football, run out the quarter. Off play action. McGloin is going to throw. He's going to go to the sidelines. That is complete, and he gets out of bounds. Nice catch by E.J. Bibbs. They're still at their own 36, though. Only 13 seconds. They need a big completion here to try to get into any sort of scoring position. See what the play call is. Joe Horn in motion. And they run it. First down for Darius Victor, but only 10 seconds left and not a lot of time for the Guardians. surprised they're not trying to use the timeout here. Time is ticking. Will they even get the play off? They will. McGloin. He's going to launch it deep. Looking close to the end zone. That is knocked away. Incomplete. And that is how we will go to halftime. New York with a 13-6 lead at home over the DC Defenders. The Guardians 2-6, DC 5-3. No one here playing for the playoffs, but New York, they want to get this home crowd at least one win before the season's over. 13-6, it's a good ball game. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to MetLife Stadium. The DC Defenders taking back the field. They're down 13-6. Here at halftime, Cardell Jones, he's been very inconsistent. Made a few really nice throws. He's made a few really bad throws. And his team's down 13-6. And again, DC, in the playoffs, they're going to have a hard time if this offense can only kick field goals. They've got to be more efficient than that, for sure. DC will receive the football for half, so an opportunity here to tie things up. Matthew McCrane, he'll kick it away, and this second half is underway here in Week 9 of the XFL Simulated. Dion Holloman on the return. Take it up to the 24. That's where Cardell Jones and this offense will get the football. And again, DC, they've moved the football well. Jones is having a decent day. He hasn't turned the ball over, but he has not been able to get his team in the end zone. That's ultimately what it's going to come down to for DC in the playoffs. They've got to find a way to punch it in early on in games. See what the play call is from Pep Hamilton on first down. See what he wants to do to set the tone. Donnell Pumphrey has -5 yards on the game. He'll get the first carry, met right away. Who else but Joey Mbu on the tackle and pushes him back a yard. 2nd and 11. Donnell Pumphrey. He just cannot get anything going. This DC offensive line is getting manhandled by New York. Second and 11 now from the 23. Jones to throw. New York brings a heavy blitz to the sidelines. Complete. First down. Rashad Ross up to the 37. Nice gain in Cardell Jones. Got a decent amount of yards in the game so far. He's utilizing his weapons well with Ross, Tompkins, and Rogers. 1st and 10 coming up from their own 37. On the draw. Pumphrey goes nowhere. Met again in the backfield. That's Garrett Dooley leading the charge. Loss of 2. Pumphrey -8 yards on 6 carries. It has been a miserable day for him. DC just cannot run the football. And he's the best back in the league, but it's all because of this offensive line giving him holes. They have not given him anything to run through at all this entire game. New York's defense has just been on lockdown. 2nd and 12 now from their own 35. Jones off play action. Quick throw. That's complete. Rashad Ross tripped up inside the Guardians 40 at the 39. Ross was off to the races. Almost broke loose completely, but what a catch and run by Ross. Big gain on the play for DC, and they have been moving the football well when it comes to passing. The thing is, can they actually find the end zone? Jeremiah McKinnon, lucky that he was able to trip him up there. Big gain, and they're moving the football well on this opening drive of the second half. DC in business, 1st and 10 from the 39. Jones to throw again. All sorts of time, he's going to go down. taken down by TJ Barnes. Back at the 44, that's a loss of 6. The Guardians get their 3rd sack of the day, and this defensive line, they have been manhandling DC's offensive line. Jones gets rocked by Barnes. And again, it almost seems like almost every time DC has a positive play, they go backwards on the next play. Whether it be a run or a sack or something, New York finds a way to get in there and make a big play. Now 2nd and 16, DC is still out of field goal range here. Jones, off play action. He's going to go deep. That's complete again. Rashad Ross, 1st down inside the 25 to the 24. Cardell Jones, 216 yards already. We're barely into the 3rd quarter. Rashad Ross having himself a heck of a day. Jones, a bullet. Ross, nice grab and a 1st down. Frank Ginda on the tackle, but not before Ross gets well across the sticks. 1st and 10 now from the Guardians 24. DC moving the football effectively. This is the best we've seen Jones in quite some time. Jones to throw again. Pressured, just gets rid of it. That's caught. Then Pumphrey gets it down to the 21. That time Jones was able to get rid of it under heavy duress. 2nd and 7 coming up from the 21. In DC, they're going to have to try to keep this momentum moving in a positive direction. They've been able to march the ball down the field. Can they actually find the end zone is the big question. 2nd and 7 now from New York's 21. Under 6 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Off play action, Jones. He'll go down again. TJ Barnes with his 2nd sack of the game. 2nd sack of this drive. And the Guardians are pushed back again. 3rd and 12 coming up. Man, DC just cannot contain these defensive linemen of New York. Barnes, Darrell Owens, Joey Embu, they are making all sorts of plays. And Jones just struggling to move the football downfield when he's under duress. 3rd and 12 now. Can DC get a big 1st down and try to at least score a touchdown? Jones to throw. Across the middle, incomplete. And that's the inconsistency we're talking about. He had an open man, missed him. 4th and 12, and what do you know? DC is held to a field goal once again. You cannot win a game when you can constantly kick field goals. It just does not work. 4th and 12. Ty Raza on for the 43-yard field goal attempt. The kick's up, and it's good. It is 13-9. DC cuts the lead to 4, but that is a shame. A 5-minute drive once again ends in a field goal, and DC just cannot find the end zone. Matt McGloin, he'll be getting his first drive of the day in just a minute. See what he can do. I mean, he's been moving the football well for New York. They had to settle for 2 field goals as well. See if McGloin and Darius Victor can keep the positive vibes on their offense. Ty Raza getting ready to kick this one away to Austin Duke. And he'll send it away. Duke back to return. Deep in his own end zone will just take a knee. Austin Duke, he really has not been involved in the passing game at all this year. Tim Cook, he got robbed of that touchdown thanks to the holding call. And that cost the Guardians 4 points. So they're only up 13-9 right now. DC has moved the football well. The Guardians have got to find a way to get back in the end zone themselves if they want to pull away. And here's the thing, the Guardians have done a good job of getting leads early on in the game. It's just a matter of maintaining them. That could be an issue. 1st and 10 now from the 25. Off play action, McGloin, plenty of time to throw. He's going to go deep down the field He's got a man. That's complete. Joe Horn all the way down to DC's 21. That is a gain of 54 on the play. McGloin and Horn hooked up back in week 6 for an 81-yard touchdown. This time it's 54 yards. What a bomb from Matt McGloin. Joe Horn gets by those DC defenders for a massive gain. And New York with some early fireworks here on their first drive of the second half. 1st and 10 from DC's 21. McGloin to throw, and now we'll give it to Darius Victor, barreling over defenders for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. And New York's offense responding right away. See if they can maintain this momentum and find the end zone for the second time. 2nd and 5 from the defenders, 16. McGloin gives it to Darius Victor. Taken down by Anthony Johnson. That's a gain of about 3. A big 3rd and 2 coming up for the Guardians. See if they can pick this up. Score a touchdown and get a 2-score lead. I mean, it'd be a shame if they were held to another field goal after that big 54-yard completion.
Set, ready, 30 base.
New York looks like they're going to run. DC is ready for it. Let's see what the play call is. 3rd and 2. They will run. Victor. He cannot get to the sticks. Great defensive stand by DC, and it's 4th and 1, and New York, they're going to be held to a field goal. Tough one for the Guardians. They just cannot seem to pull away in these situations. I mean, the huge gain to open up the drive, and then they go 3 straight runs. Can't pick up a first down. 4th and 1. Matthew McCrane, most likely, yes, he's out there for the 30-yard field goal attempt. The kick's up, and it's good, and New York has a lead, 7-point lead once again. It's 16-9. A lot of field goals in this game, even though there's been a lot of offense. These defenses have tightened up in the red zone. So DC, after giving up the big play, able to hold them to a field goal, and it's still a 1-score game, 16-9. 2.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Both teams still with a chance to win this ball game. Matthew McCrane, he will send it away, and DC back to receive. It's Dion Holloman. He'll take it up to the 24, tackled by Bibbs. And that's where DC will take over with the football. And again, the defenders, they've moved the football quite well. I mean, Cardell Jones made some excellent throws on that last drive, but just could not get his team in the end zone. See if he can finally do that on this drive and tie things up at 16. 1st and 10 from their own 24. See what Pep Hamilton wants to call here on 1st down. I mean, Donnell Pumphrey has gone absolutely nowhere today. I mean, he's still stuck on the negative yardage. 1st and 10 from the 24. Pumphrey gets the carry. He'll fight his way to the 31. And now he's at -1 yards on the day. See if he can break that plane and at least get over 0. I mean, it's crazy. New York has held them to negative yardage through almost 3 quarters. 2nd and 3 coming up for the defenders. Pumphrey gets the carry again. And gain of about 1 on the play, so he has 8 rushes for 0 yards. 3rd and 2, big 3rd down. Can DC come up with a big conversion here and keep things rolling on offense? Back to the ground game they go. Pumphrey nowhere near the 1st down. Maybe a gain of 1. 4th and 1 coming up. What a tackle by Bryce Jones. New York forcing them to punt again. DC failing to pick up a 1st down when they need it. Really don't like the play call there going back to the run. New York has stopped this running attack all game long. It does not make much sense to go back to it. 4th and 1, DC has to punt. Guardians in business to try to get their first home win here. Nice Wander will punt it away. Austin Duke back to return, but it goes too far. He will punt it too far, and that'll be a touchback. New York will get it at the 20. So Matt McGloin coming back out, and last drive, huge completion to Joe Horn, 54 yards on the first play of the half. But they just could not seal things out. They had to settle for 3, and it's still 16-9. If you're New York, if you want to pull away, you've got to march down and score a touchdown. Start taking control of this ball. 16-9. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. And yes, New York was eliminated from the playoffs, but a win here boosts morale. Boosts the morale of the fans who have not had a home game win yet all season long. 1st and 10. Darius Victor with the carry, and he'll be bottled up right away. He's had a good day on the ground, but DC stuffs him there. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 20. We are taking down the final seconds of the third quarter. That play will probably take us there. But if you're in New York, you've got to like the way that you've moved the football. They just got to find a way to punch it in. 2nd and 10. They will not get the play off. That is the end of the quarter. 16-9. The Guardians with a lead. They have had leads going into the fourth quarter. The question is, can they actually maintain it and get a first home win of the season? 2nd and 10 coming up from their own 20. DC's defense has not really done a great job this entire game, but they've done a good job in the red zone. New York has had to kick 3 field goals from the red zone. 2nd and 10 from the 20. See what the play call is from Kevin Gilbride. Try to get New York back in a groove. They go back to the ground game, and Victor bottled up after a gain of about 3. So a big 3rd and 7 for New York. If DC can hold him here, DC get the ball back, and they can still tie things up. 3rd and 7. See the play call is, can New York pick up a big first down? And they go back to the ground game. Victor, he will not get the first down, gain of 4, but I do not like the play call there. They should have gone to the air. McGloin didn't even get a throw on that drive, and New York is going to have to punt the ball. And with the amount of offense that we've seen, it's surprising that this game is still 16-9. Victor just can't get to the sticks. Good tackle. AJ Tarpley in there to get the first contact and slow him down. Justin Vogel on to punt it for the first time. Send it away. Rashad Ross to receive. See if New York can get a bounce here. And looks like they will. Beautifully done. Justin Vogel with a nice punt. New York gonna get, DC's gonna get at their own 5. Excellent job by Vogel. Great bounce. Pins him at the 5. DC's gonna have their work cut out for them if they want to try to tie up this ball game. Jones has done it before. He's had some bright spots this season. The question is, can he actually be consistent? He's been very inconsistent this game, and it's cost DC quite a few points. First and 10 from the 5. Eight and a half minutes to play. Humphrey gets the carry. Nowhere for him to go. Gain of maybe 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. New York's defense has done such a solid job today. I mean, DC only scored 9 points. 2nd and 7 now from the 8. Jones to throw. That is complete. Nice gain on the play. First down. DeAndre Tompkins on the reception. Actually, that's Eli Rogers, excuse me. DC gets a big first down, get him out of that hole. 1st and 10 now from their own 16. 7.5 minutes to play, and DC is still in this ball game despite being outplayed. Off play action, Jones. He's going to go deep across the middle. Wide open, complete. DeAndre Tompkins. All the way down to the 43. And DC has done an excellent job throwing the football in between the 20s. They do it again there. DeAndre Tompkins wide open across the middle. Huge reception. Tompkins has had himself a heck of a day. This Guardians defense has struggled to contain these receivers going across the middle of the football field. 1st and 10 now from the Guardians 43. Can DC finally score a touchdown and tie things up? To throw is Jones. Dump it off, that's complete. Humphrey really nowhere for him to go. Dooley tackles him right away. Gain of about 1. 2nd and 9 coming up for the defenders. Getting close to the final stretch of this game. DC has got to find a way to score a touchdown on this drive. 2nd and 9 from the 42. Jones to throw again. To the sidelines, complete. Another 1st down, that's Rashad Ross. And Jones with 280 yards now. He's throwing the football well. He's just got to find a way to close these drives out. Rashad Ross, 86 yards receiving today. Big day for him. 1st and 10 now from the 32. Jones to throw. Heavy blitz. Gets it off to Pumphrey in the flat. Makes a move. Down to the 30. Gain of about 2. 2nd and 8 coming up for the defenders. It's been a while since Jones has thrown for a lot of yards, so this is a good game for him to at least get himself into a rhythm heading towards the playoffs. And if they don't come away with a win here, it would be surprising to see them start him in week 10. 2nd and 8 from the 30. Jones to throw. To the sidelines. That's complete. Another gain of only about 1. So DC now 3rd and 7 from the 29. This is where Jones needs to step up and make a big time throw to get DC in the end zone. Or, I mean, at least a 1st down to try to move him towards the end zone. They've worked it from their own 5. Can they work it now to the red zone? 3rd and 7. Jones to throw. Blitz from New York. He's got a lot of time now. Dumps it off sidelines. I think Ross got the 1st down. And he didn't. Oh, that's DeAndre Tompkins. 124 yards for him. But man, that's tough. And now Hamilton's going to be in an interesting situation. It almost looked like he fell down past the sticks there. His knee does not go down till then. They might want to review this. I mean, 4th and inches from the 22. Time's running down to close to 4 minutes. They're going to keep the offense out there. This is it. 4th and inches from the 22. Pumphrey with the carry. He gets a 1st down. He's not been efficient today, but he gets them a huge 1st down when they need it. 1st and 10 now from the 21. The defenders find a way to keep moving the chains. 1st and 10 now. Under 3.5 minutes to play in the game. Jones to throw. Across the middle, way overthrows his man. That was Tompkins. 2nd and 10 coming up. Jones only 10 yards away from 300 yards throwing. Despite a couple errant throws, he has come around in this ball game. He's done a good job, but again, DC has not scored a touchdown. He's thrown for 290 yards. He's got to find a way to convert that into touchdowns. Jones to throw again. Plenty of time. That is knocked away and almost intercepted. Javon Askew Henry. Big knockaway, and now DC. 3rd and 10. This is big for the defenders. They've got to find a way to keep moving these chains. 3rd and 10. Off play action. Jones. Deep to the sidelines. Caught. Touchdown, DC defenders. Eli Rogers. 21-yard touchdown, and DC is ready to tie this ball game up. What a grab by Rogers in the back of the end zone. Perfectly thrown football from Cardell Jones. And he finally finds the end zone. Eli Rogers He's had a heck of a day as well, and DC, all they need is this extra point, and it'll be a tie ball game. Ty Raza, can he tie it up? The kick's up. It's good. 16-16 here in New York. It is a good ball game as we head closing in on the final 3 minutes. New York, 2 timeouts, plenty of time. If they can march it down and kick a field goal, they can easily win this ball game. See if Matt McGloin can offensively get his team going. Interesting, Mikael McKay is still without a catch this game. He's been such a big factor for this football team, but no receptions for him on the day. 16-16, 3 minutes to play. It is a good one here in New York. Ty Raza sends it away. Austin Duke to receive from about the 8. He'll be taken down across the 25 and the 27. And that's where New York will get the football. Matt McGloin in this offense coming back out onto the field. McGloin, he's had a decent day throwing the football. But right now, all the pressure is on him to try to march New York down and get them their first home win of the season. Knotted up here at 16. And again, New York, they have been able to lead these football games going into the fourth quarter. They just have not been able to maintain those leads. Got to find a way to do that today. 1st and 10 from the 27. Darius Victor with the carry, and he's not really going to go anywhere. Gain about 2. Don't know why you go to the run there on 1st down. You don't have a lot of time. McGloin, he's got to be able to set the tone there on 1st down with a nice completion. 2nd and 8 now. And DC, I mean, if they can come up with a quick stop here, they could win this ball game. Off play action, McGloin, lots of time to throw the football. Checks it down, knocked away. That was a very dangerous throw. Jameer Thurman knocks that one away. 3rd and 8. This is big for New York, 2:20 on the clock. They need to try to pick up this 1st down.
Ready? 10 logo.
3rd and 8. McGloin to throw. DC brings a blitz and he goes down. That is Scooby Wright on the sack. And DC's defense steps up and makes a huge play when they need it. Right on the huge sack, and now Justin Vogel has to punt it away. 2:17 to play. DC still has a timeout. Vogel will boot it away. Rashad Ross takes it from his own 20. He's got a ton of room to run. All the way up to the 36. So DC has a big chance to win this football game. And New York, that would be a heartbreaker. Look at Jones' stats. 20 for 31, 311 yards, and a touchdown. It has definitely been a good day for him. 2 minutes to play. A timeout from their own 36. DC has got to like where they are. First and 10 from the 36. DC needs something big. Jones pump fakes. Across the middle. Intercepted! Picked off. That's Draven Askew-Henry. Comes up with a big interception, and New York gets the ball back. Crazy. Jones, he's been very good this entire game. Hasn't turned over the football, but he does in one of the worst possible spots. Javon Askew-Henry had a huge interception last week on a tipped throw against Jordan Tamu. This week, just undercuts the throw. Beautifully read. Jones just didn't see him there, trying to zip it in. And now New York gets the football at the 48. Great field position. They only need a couple of 1st downs and they can win this game. New York, unbelievable play. Javon Askew-Henry. He's had a great year, and that one just adding on to his highlights. New York, so close to getting their first home win. Can they pull it off here? First and 10 from the 48. McGloin gives it to Darius Victor. Gets across the 50 to the 48. We're at the 2-minute warning. What a crushing blow there. Jones with a terrible interception. New York gets the ball back. Going back to that pick, I mean, yeah, just what a play. 2nd and 6 now. We're at the 2-minute warning. New York in great position to get their first home win. McGloin to throw. Plenty of time to the sidelines. That's complete. Jake Powell hasn't seen a lot of him in the second half, but he had the big catch on that first drive. 3rd and 2 from the 44. Massive play for the Guardians. They need this first down badly. Down to 1:41 to play.
Jackrabbit, Jackrabbit.
3rd and 2. In motion is Victor, so McGloin will be throwing the football. He's got a lot of time. He's going to go deep. That's complete. Joe Horn all the way down to the 19. Timeout called by DC, but it's not going to matter to the Guardians. McGloin with one of the biggest throws of the game. Comes at the best time, and the Guardians are in business to come away with a walk-off win. Darius Victor, big hole. Down to the 14. Victor with 92 yards on the ground. He's close to getting 100. 2nd and 5. New York can just run out this clock. Joe Horn, 3 receptions, 81 yards. And Horn, he's got almost 500 yards through week 8. And now he's going to have almost 600 yards going into week 10. 2nd and 5. They're going to screen it. That's Horn. Goes backwards. 3rd and 5. Time continuing to run. The only thing New York can't do here is turn over the football. They can come away with their first win at home of the season. 3rd and 5. 30-ish seconds to play. Victor with the carry and a first down. New York calls a timeout, and that's strange. Really no need to call a timeout there. Just let it run down and kick a field goal. 1st and goal from the 7. Darius Victor. Touchdown, New York. Victor finds the end zone for the 2nd time today. What a game for Darius Victor. The Guardians looks like they're going to be able to get their first home win of the season, and it's all because Darius Victor has had his best game of the year, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Matt McCrane on for the extra point, only 24 seconds left for DC. Kicks up, and it's good. It's 23-16, the Guardians. They have ran all over DC today, and that Cardell Jones interception could not have come at a worse time. DC is going to only have 24 seconds to try to throw something together here. Literally. What a big time play by Gervonta Henry, stepping up, making the big time play on the ball. And Jones has just not been able to come away without throwing interception through a lot of these games in the second half of the season. McCrane kicks it away, Holloman to return. And he'll have to take this one, so a good job by McCrane making him take it out. Waste more time, now they have only 19 seconds. Jones needs to try to get a quick throw to the sidelines for a gain of about 20 so then he could try to put it up to the end zone, but man, he was having a great day, and he has had a great day, but that interception, costly turnover. First and 10 from the 27. Stuart Pep Hamilton will try to dial up here with 19 seconds left to play. Jones to throw. Plenty of time. He's just going to air it out deep to the sidelines now, and knocked away, incomplete. 12 seconds left. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 27. And now DZ really in trouble. Jones to throw. He's going to air it out deep. Knocked away. And throwing into 5 guys. Very low chance of that being caught. 3rd and 10 from the 27. Most likely the last play of the game. Third and 10. Jones to throw. He's got to get this throw off. He will. Airing it out. Incomplete. And that is the ball game. The New York Guardians get their first home win of the season. 23-16 over the DC Defenders. What a game. Darius Victor, heck of a day for him on the ground. 23-16. The Defenders fall on the road, drop to 5-4, and they will be secured at the 2nd seed in the XFL East. Meanwhile, the Guardians with a chance to at least move up to 3rd seed if they can beat Tampa Bay next week. Big game for the Guardians. Matt McGloin gets the job done. And the Guardians come away with a 23-16 win over the DC Defenders. What a game. Darius Victor with 2 rushing touchdowns brings New York to the win. 23-16. The Guardians advance to 3-6. Defenders jump to 5-4. That's it for us here at the XFL Simulated. Make sure to go give us a follow on Twitter so you can get all the updates and important information you need to know. And check out our XFL sheets down in the description below. We got so much information there. Season stats, player stats, game stats, standings, power rankings, and so much more. Make sure to go check that out. I'm James Larson with the XFL Simulated. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.